Hello. What I decided to talk about today, it happened to me when I was younger. It was pretty damn scary. And I've healed from it. I'm okay from it, but it's a pretty crazy story. I was in junior high and I was living in the house that I've been talking about for the past couple days. It was in the summer, and I'm not sure if I was on my way to 6th grade, on my way to 7th grade. I don't really know. I can't really remember. I just know I was in junior high. And at the time I had my best friend, and I would walk to her house a lot. So I would have to walk my entire neighborhood. I'd have to leave my house, go. I'm assuming I had to walk about a mile away. So I would like to go because I was bored and I hung out with her a lot. I would hang out with her all the time. So I had left my house, and I literally just walked out of my house, crossed the street, and I went down the street maybe one house over. And then some man came up to me and he asked me to get in his car. First, he called me over and he's like, "Come here, I want to show you something. I have a question to ask you." And I said, "No, I'm not going. I'm not going with you." And then he's like, "Come on, I just want to talk to you really quick. Just come here really quick. I just want to show you something." I said, "No, I don't want to go. I'm not going to go over there." And I just kept walking, and then next thing I know, he starts calling me a B word. He starts calling me all kinds of names, and he's like, "Get the F over here, you stupid B word," and this and that. And he starts saying all this stuff to me. And I think in junior high, I don't know, I was probably 11, 12 years old. And back then, everyone walked. It was normal. We all walked to each other's houses and everything. So it was like a normal thing to walk to everyone's houses. It wasn't anything crazy or anything whatever. He started just getting more aggressive towards me and screaming at me and calling me names and calling me, just saying things to me. And I started running. So I ran down the street. Now I'm running away from my house. And the direction that I left, thank God he didn't see what house I lived in. I started running. And luckily, I was in the track team as a kid. I wasn't a sprinter. I was a long distance runner, so the sprinter probably would have helped better. But there was a gap in between two houses where I used to live at. And it was it was an alleyway, but it kind of wasn't big enough for a car to go through, or very tightly if it a small vehicle. And so I knew about that. So I thought to myself when I started running, I'm going to run to that gap in between those two houses, and I'm going to cut off into the next street. And so when I started running, he was following me in the car, and now I'm on the side. I'm on the right. If I'm facing west, I was on the right side of the road, and he was on my left side, and the driver's side was on the left side, and I was more closer to the passenger side of his car. I ran and I made it into that little break in between the houses so I can make it into the next street. I'm running and I make it through that little alleyway, and I could hear his tires screeching. And I heard him screech around the corner in the front. I heard him continuing to go, and I heard him screech. I heard the tires screeching to go around the block, and he was now on the street I was on. And when I cut through that alleyway, I was looking for any house, anybody outside, anybody. And this was in the middle of the summer, and it was in the daytime, in the early morning, 10, somewhere around that time. And everyone was at work, all the adults were at work, but there wasn't even kids playing outside. There was nobody there. So I was just trying to find any place, anywhere I could run to, and I couldn't. So I thought I'm gonna head east. I was originally heading west, and I was like, I'm gonna go. Actually, I got my directions messed up, Anyways, it's north and south, not east and west. I really had to think about it, and you probably wouldn't have known the difference, but in my brain, I just realized it. So sorry. I was heading north originally, and then I was heading, my house was behind me, south of me. I decided to head south again to try to make it back to my house because I just didn't know where to go. So I thought of going back home. So when I saw him catch up to me and was heading south like I was, and of course he's in a car, he's going to catch up to me, I just turned around and started running north again. And then he had to flip his car around to then go north. And I started running as fast as I could, just running. And this entire time, he's still screaming profanities at me. And he started telling me what he wanted to do with me. And he started saying, get over here, you little, you know what, and blah, 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 blah. And he just kept, like, screaming at me. And he was evil. Like, he looked evil. His face was creepy. I mean, he looked evil. Now, I'm closer to him on the driver's side. So all he has to do is catch up to me and probably literally stick his like hand or open the door, and he could grab me now, because now I'm on this side of him. I'm on the side of him where I'm at his reach now. And I didn't have time to cross the street. I didn't have time anything. The only thing I could do was just keep running as fast as I can. And I didn't know where to go, what to do. And I'm just looking around everywhere. I'm like almost to the main road that everyone would drive on in that neighborhood. At this point, I'm like, I don't know what's going to happen to me. I don't know if I'm going to die. I don't know if I'm going to get raped. I didn't know what was going to happen to me. I was just like I was frantic, and I just didn't know what to do, but I just kept running. So when I almost make it to the main road, he's like right on the side of me. And I was like, oh my God, what is happening? I'm going to like be gone. And then I saw a mailman. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm getting emotional. Because I've known this story and I can talk about it and be fine. But I guess because I'm publicizing it and it's a little bit more harder for me to talk about. I saw the mailman. He was like the knight in shining armor. And as soon as he turned the corner, I saw him and I was like, thank you, God. Thank you, God. And I ran faster. And then he saw me looking at something. And then he looked forward and he saw the mailman just turned the corner. And he just turned the corner and took off. He was gone. And I'm out of time.